Alright, so today's video is a bit of a weird one, and for two reasons. One, my PC was not working for like a good hour, so getting this video out has been a bit of a pain. And the second thing is that it turns out that Roblox might be a bit into the diddling business. And I don't say that very lightly because they've made a series of decisions that have been a bit weird as of late, especially with this particular controversy. And so I'm going to point you to somebody by the name of Schlepp. Now, Schlepp is somebody who has been calling out Roblox for a variety of different reasons, and mostly what he does is that he goes on Roblox. Okay, he finds like a game or something, and he finds like people are a little too spicy with it with the underage people. And if you didn't know, Roblox as a large user base is actually underaged. And I used to also play Roblox when I was younger, so it's like, yeah, a lot of people who are younger will play the game, right? So, children with their iPads and all that stuff. So he goes out of his way, he catches predators on Discord. Now, the key part here when it comes to Schlepp's videos is that there's usually a process, okay? So first, there's like a decoy or something that goes out, okay? They message the predator or whatever, okay? And they're like, okay, can we go to Discord? All right. Then they go to Discord. After on Discord, that's where you get most of the spicy messages anyways. And then after that, you usually ask the predator to go and meet up, and then boom, they get caught by authorities. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? All right, and he's been doing this for a while now, but turns out that it actually is. Roblox not okay with that. Okay, Roblox is not a fan of it, and they actually sent him a cease and desist from Roblox Corporation. So instead of me butchering whatever Schlepp has to say, I'm going to let his video basically explain the situation entirely. So now that we have some background, let's go and listen to see what he has to say.
This video isn't going to be your typical video. This video is actually a call for help, and I need everybody to share this video. The Roblox Corporation has sent a cease and desist letter to me, a 22-year-old, versus a multi-billion-dollar company, threats of litigation because I catch predators on their platform. Within the last year, me and my team have gotten 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Almost all of them have admitted to doing this before to other Roblox users. Every account that I've owned on Roblox since I was 8 years old has been terminated. Accounts that we were actively talking to predators on have now been banned off of Roblox. What Roblox did could potentially stop some predators from facing real-life consequences. Not to mention that Roblox has made a very firm stance that I can no longer access the Roblox platform anymore, which I want to make clear at the start of this video. I will not be accessing Roblox in any capacity at this point further unless Roblox says otherwise. This is pretty heartbreaking to me because I've been playing Roblox since I was a little kid. I have loved this platform. I still do. I met my current girlfriend who I've been dating for 3 years. I live with her. We first met all the way back in 2016 through Roblox. I love so much about this site, and that's why I'm so critical of it, because I want to see it do better. The stuff that they've sent me in the cease and desist letter is actually laughably hilarious. Roblox is actively claiming that I'm hurting their players. Here's an email. I didn't ever plan on showcasing this in a video, but this is from a kid who is thanking me for getting someone he was groomed by arrested in real life. He said he recognized him from my video, and here's some cool fan art he made of me. Roblox is claiming that I'm engaging in simulated child endangerment conversations. What? So one of the fundamental bases of predator catching is that you cannot talk sexually to predators. Predators are supposed to be the ones talking sexually to you. If you talk sexually to predators, like straight off the get-go.
So as we can see here, he does everything, in a very particular manner, like I said earlier. And the part that got me the most was actually what Roblox was saying about him. And it said here that he is engaging in simulated child endangerment conversations, sharing or soliciting personal identifiable information, PII, and directing users to move conversations off platform, which is very strange because that's usually how the predators will do it. And by the way, it's not only Discord. Discord is very prominent, but beforehand, what was it? I think it was like Kick or something. Now, don't remind me, those days were very interesting. I'm never touching that app ever again. But that's what happens. They go off platform, then that's where they do all their whole soliciting and blah 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 blah. But you know what? Instead of just talking about, just be like, okay, maybe Roblox and predators and blah blah, I actually want to do a bit of a case study. And it's not a crazy case study, okay? We're just gonna look at one of Schlepp's videos and see what he actually does in it. So we're going to take a snippet from this one here he did with Gideon, where this pred actually ran away from his whole situation. So I'll just give you a bit of a premise before we get into it. So now this Roblox game, messages predator, okay, or messages person, goes Discord, and then on Discord you see stuff like this, where it says here by his username Dark, where he says here, I'm a little embarrassed. I'll just say it, I'm 27, okay? I don't know the age of the decoy that they used, but we'll just say here that, they're maybe 14 or something, okay? Just for that case. And just something that I have to point out before we get into is that if the decoys are ever caught being, like, engaging the predators into, coming over, that's where you fall into, like, entrapment, okay? Entrapment's very dangerous because then they get off pretty free. However, if it's just on their end and they're the ones who be like, oh, I'll show you how this works. I'll teach you how this works. I'll teach you how, how to get spicy with this stuff. That's when it gets a bit weird. And that's when it's like, okay, they chose of their own volition to get into it. So let's actually watch the rest of it. I'll just let the clips play it for themselves, and yeah, we'll dissect what happened.
Question.
Could I maybe see what you look like?
Only on one condition.
Sure, you name it.
I want to see you too.
Okay.
Also, no judging.
Only compliments, I swear. You're so hot.
So it's not snippet right there. You literally saw, okay, so ask for picture, the person asks for it back, whatever. They send the picture, and guess what? Decoy in this case, okay? And this is what happens. Oh, he says, "You're so hot." Oh, nasty. But, you know, that's like exploitative, of course, because naturally, when it comes down to it, I mean, you see that he's just trying to, you know, get the person to, you know, give up a bit more. And, you know, it's called like love bombing, basically. You know how it is. You say, "Oh, I love you. You look so good. You look so great." And it's even worse when you use it on younger people because they don't understand like the full ramifications. Hell, even most adults don't understand how to navigate stuff like that. But at least, you know, it's an adult and you have to handle it yourself. But when it comes down to children, it's not looking very great now, is it? So yeah, it is. So that's what we have here, okay? So, you know, the person, the perpetrator is doing everything on their end and, you know, overdoing it. And so naturally, let's see where it leads to, because let's just say that for him, especially in this case, it doesn't end very well. It doesn't.
We pulled over. Praise God. Let's get it. Woo!
Oh, snap. I knew he was gonna run the whole time. Is he not getting out the car? Oh, they're yelling. Why are they yelling?
Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this.
So the reason why, of course, that I can even show you this video is because law enforcement ended up coming in and they ended up arresting him. And so that's for the happy ending. Now, keep in mind, convictions take their time. So naturally, you're going to see not everything's going to go as planned. However, in some cases, it escalated pretty badly. Now, this guy didn't end up harming anybody, well, to our knowledge, even though he said he's tried to entrap other young people in the past. Where something get really bad is this one here from San Mateo, California. It says here, a family is suing Roblox and Discord after they say the online platforms failed to protect their 10-year-old daughter from being abducted by a predator. The lawsuit was filed by law firm Anna Paul West last week. According to a news release, this is the 7th such lawsuit brought by the firm against Roblox, which the firm says underscores a pattern of systemic negligence and failure to protect child users. According to the lawsuit, 27-year-old Matthew Macatuno Naval posed as a peer to contact the girl through Roblox. Then the conversation moved to Discord, where the child was allegedly groomed and manipulated into sharing her home address. Really nasty stuff. So let's actually take a quick brief look at the case itself. We're only going to go through some very, very key points, just because, you know, there's a lot to get through. So here, look at this part. So plaintiff Jane Doe, a minor, represented by her father and guardian and litem John Doe, plaintiff, bring this action against Roblox Corporation, Roblox, and Discord Inc., Discord collectively defendants, to recover damages arising from the severe injuries that plaintiffs suffered because of defendants' respective or conduct in creating, designing, marketing, and distributing their mobile and web-based apps, and alleges as follows. Around April 2025, after a 27-year-old predator posing as a child had sufficiently exploited plaintiff's vulnerability and age to develop a friendship with her true defendant's apps, he coerced her into sharing her physical address. Once the predator knew where plaintiff lived, he drove to plaintiff's home and kidnapped her. He held plaintiff against her will for an extended period, including an overnight stay in a hotel parking lot after being denied hotel accommodation. Fortunately, law enforcement intervened, finding plaintiff in the predator's car in a state of distress. The predator was arrested and is currently facing numerous charges. And actually, if you keep going further into the lawsuit, you'll actually see something where on Roblox, there's a lot of degenerative content that's been out there. Like here it says, Diddy was recently indicted and is on trial for sex trafficking of minors and other grievous criminal charges regarding allegations surrounding reports about freak-off parties, events which, according to multiple lawsuits and media reports, allegedly involved forced drug use, violent assaults, and the sex trafficking of minors, including victims as young as 10 years old. You can even see here Like, you have stuff like The Road to Diddy's Diddy Party, Freaky Diddy Simulator. You have Survived the Diddy in Area 51, Escape Freaky Party Lobby, Midnight at Diddy's Party. So it's a lot of parodies, of course, but naturally it's a bit iffy because when you have people who are very underage getting exposed to this stuff, guess what? It lead to a, you know, a very what you call the butterfly effect, I guess you can use in this case. But of course, you know, we had a 10-year-old getting, you know, kidnapped. However, there is something I do want to point out before we continue, and is that while this case is really terrible, my own question is just that when it comes down to it, I just have a question of like, what are we teaching these children? Because at least when I was younger, I was always taught to, you know, stay about your business. At least that's how it is in English. Stay about your business. Like, don't tell people where you live. Don't tell people anything. That kind of stuff. So I think keep in mind that in the future, people should really tell the children, like, you know, like, keep stuff to yourself. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Especially online, especially because, you know, this guy drove to their house and just abducted them. And even with Schlepp's video we just looked at, the guy was gonna drive down and go get the little girl. Like, Jesus. But it's not the only case about Roblox. So here you also have here, it says, wait in line for CP. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that is, but, you know, there's stuff like that on Roblox. And there's so many. There's like there's different cults and yada, yada, yada. But that's stuff that you guys can go look up yourselves. It gets pretty crazy, the rabbit holes that's on Roblox. And so the real part that's like really weird about all this is that you have somebody who is literally doing the proper steps, working with law enforcement, and sending to Roblox, as you're going to find out, like all the information that the police also get so that these accounts can get banned. And Roblox isn't really doing that much in terms of trying to protect, you know, the children, when it's mostly a children's app. So very weird situation indeed. However, there might be a bit more of a, I guess you could say, a good ending, or there might be something that may be very beneficial to you guys that we could take a look at. So right now I'm going to show you something that Schlepp said actually yesterday. Well, as a recording of this video, it's yesterday. But it says here, Roblox responded, we send you everything. We create you YouTube videos showcasing the chat logs. We send you Google Drives. We give to the cops. You never made a line with me, and in multiple instances you only ban arrested predators after I release a massive video on it. It's important with the right sources to really understand how vigilante individuals and group operate, violating policies around sharing PII, engaging in sexual conversations, lying about their ages, all while having a profit motive to evade detection instead of providing companies like ours with all the information to take the necessary action, a representative says. So, what have we learned here? There is a massive disconnect between what is being done and what they are saying. And it's weird because it's like, if you watch the videos and we just showed you one of them, there's a very particular procedure you have to follow, or else there's no conviction. For example, like I said earlier, if you engage with this stuff and you're being a decoy, that's entrapment, and they can get off on that. And if you're like selling this stuff to people, that's also another way to, you know, show that you're making it for a profit. Because, mind you, when it comes down to like other predator catching groups, you'll find people like making, I don't know, like punching predators and making them box each other or something. Like, well, disgusting people overall. It's still insane to me that, you know, when someone does it right, you're still not getting the results that you're looking for. And side note, that's even weirder, but I found something where apparently, allegedly, the CEO says something like this, where it says, so I think there's a loneliness epidemic going on in the world. I think I'll go out on a limb and I'll say, for in quotes, 21 and up ID verified opted-in users someday will have dating on Roblox, and I think lots of people who might be afraid to go on real-life date might find it easier to have a virtual date to start, and then, if they connect, move to the physical world, a wellness platform I think of as a platform to help loneliness and bring connection. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, no. They're just that dense. That dense. Woo! Woo! Anyways, there is some good news, okay? I promise. There's some good news. So the good news is that a congressman by the name of Rokana actually has a video talking about their upcoming petition in order to, you know, hold Roblox accountable. So let's take a look at what he has to say.
There is a growing issue in our country with Roblox, an online gaming platform, and the abuse of children. Roblox is simply not doing enough to protect our kids, to inform parents, and to go after child predators. As you know, I have been leading the fight for the full release of the Epstein files. I believe in transparency, and I believe in protecting our children. Today, I'm calling on people to sign a petition. Let's get to 1 million signatures by Friday to push Roblox to do more to protect our children and to prosecute predators. We need to keep our kids safe online.
So yeah, there is a petition that you guys can sign if you want to. Now, I must say this right now. I'll show it on screen here, but I'm 99% sure, actually I'm 100% sure you need to be a US citizen in order to sign this. So don't sign this if you ain't in the US, okay? You're just hurting the cause more than you are helping. So here's what they plan to do. So they talk about this. Want to help keep Roblox accountable. So you sign in your first name, your postal code, your state, or your postal code, your zip code, same thing, and your email. And if you're a YouTuber, you can even promote this stuff out there. Now, I'm just going to tell you that the petition's right there. I'll even link it down in the description below if you really want to take a look at it. Okay, it'll be down there for you. But anyways, point is that it's not all hope is lost. So what am I saying here? I find it's just weird and especially off that Roblox is very adamant about not letting Schlepp, you know, like stay on the platform and prevent this stuff from happening. Because as you can see here, the steps are being taken. So I don't understand. Now, of course, there's stuff mentioned like Epstein files and blah blah blah. That's a whole different mess, whole different kind of worms that don't make a lot of sense either. But we're not really gonna get into that. But anyways, so yeah, so Roblox is not doing enough, as you can clearly see here. There's still a lot of predators, there's still a lot of stuff on there. And in terms of Discord as well, they're also not doing enough either. It's so easy to just go out of your way and like groom people on the app, which is why I find it so strange that it takes so long for stuff to get done. So it's like, I don't know, Discord will push out like nitro gifts instead of actually, you know, trying to defend people who are on the platform, their users. So yeah, we don't understand what's going on, but for the love of God, we're just not trying to figure out what's going on, okay? Because at this point, I don't think they're going to listen. So unless something big happens, that's it. And, you know, a suggestion I might have, I don't know if this will ever work, but I think there just has to be, like, you just have to go out of your way to, like, really separate the adults from the children on the Roblox. Now, I don't know about ID verification, because that is a little bit, that's a gray area that I don't know. But the point is that you have to have a system to make, or like, hell, you have like parental controls where you can literally go onto the Roblox like app for your child and disable anything like 18 plus. Disable that stuff, okay? Disable that, all that stuff, or mature content, whatever it takes to keep them away from that. That's a start, okay? I don't know Roblox systems, okay? But I'm just saying that's something that could happen. But anyways, yeah, so Roblox probably needs to be investigated at this point. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. So in case you're into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow my social in the description below. But that's it for today. So ciao.